Anyway, this movie I can't believe I forgot how good this fucking movie is. There's one groaner that really I wish they jump very
If
quickly.
If you say a bad word about Tom Wilkinson, I'm going to come through this screen.
My only issue with the movie is, okay, they blow up Clooney's car. He runs over, and because he's a fixer, he knows what. So he throws his watch in there and something else, and then they've concluded he's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's the idea. Yeah,
because his watch was in the car.
Was in the like that's the first, like, okay, that's a bit of a gimme. You gotta give you that.
Yeah,
but
it is the New York police, though.
No, that's the one you have to give the film. The fact they're gonna think it's actually dead. He's dead. He turned into ash in there.
But because the rest of the movie is 99% excellent, I'm gonna let that slide.
Yeah. Okay, I got another one.
What?
Oh, good horsey.
Okay, by the way, those horses out in the middle of the field would not have bridles on. They had just walked them into the shop.
No, it's upstate New York. They're all pet horses, man. They that's the thing.
Sheila says that's dangerous to leave a horse unattended with its.
You shouldn't, yeah.
You shouldn't, but it's upstate.
And yet it happens.
It could happen, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And as far as a gimme, I think the whole him getting out of the car to look at the horses right at the moment that the bomb goes off, that's the one coincidence that every movie's supposed to get.
But why did he do it?
I know, because there's the horse in the.
That's right.
The horse in the book.
Because his son loves the book.
Yeah, exactly. That's
that
book is the glue in the entire film. That's
not really the problem that I have, and actually now that I have Chris's, I have two problems.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a question, and maybe there's an answer. Okay, first of all, I loved this movie the first time I watched it. I still really enjoyed it this time, but after watching it, I was like, hey, wait a minute. There's never a scene where Clooney's character, Michael, figures out that Tilda Swinton's character, Karen, is the one who's ordering these hits. He just assumes or guesses or whatever, and then shows her, sort of ambushes her there at the end of the movie.
I don't think he needs to. Honestly, I don't think he needs to.
You don't think he needs to assume?
I don't think he needs to know.
I think this is the point where John's power went out.
Yeah, John's dead.
Oh man. Anyway,
no, I mean he's not wrong, because
no, he's not.
There is if I really think about
again, this is
and he gets the feeling when he first talks to her and finds out that she took the Wilkinson's.
Wasn't her name or somebody's name on that document though? That kind of put it together, didn't it?
You know what?
Dawn's name is on it.
Exactly. So that's the thing. That's the connecting tissue there too. In fact, the book with the red cover,
right, John,
and the book the report with the red cover, it's like, oh my God, it's so clever in terms of it tying all these narrative threads together with these two props, basically.
Right.
And let me just back up a little bit and say what I was going to say about this film. I saw it when it came out. I was very impressed by it, but I saw it again, and I'm extremely impressed by it now, because there are like they're like legal thrillers all the time coming out. They're always going to make them. I've never seen one like this that mixes the main character. Michael Clayton is dealing with problems with his family, dealing with problems with his profession, and dealing with personal problems, and they're all related. They're all interconnected.
Hi, John.
Yeah, hi, John.
Dude, it was hilarious from my end, because I started making my big point, and you guys were all like. And I thought I had you wrapped. Nobody interrupted me. And
my God, we were all just you stunned us all into silence, John.
You were all. I'll send you the screenshot. It's great.
Well, the thing is, the recording is going to show you going.
How far did I get?
Yeah, no, I don't even remember, but not that.
How did he know it was Tilda Swinton?
I was onto my big point. You stepped on mine, dude.
We're not sure. We're not sure how. Was Tilda Swinton, unless there was something in one of those pages that we skipped over.
It was in the red report. Her name's on there. He put it together.
I just don't think it matters.
It doesn't matter, because the film's paced so quickly. It doesn't matter.
It's true. Well, I mean, it took me 2 viewings and an extra hour to think about it, and then
Tim being able to say, "I am Shiva, the god of death."
fuck.
Yes.
That scene is so great. We watched it 3 times.
Yeah, it's the
You're so fucked.
you're so fucked.
Yeah.
Like
That's fun. And you want to talk about a great getting an actor who could really like completely fall apart in front of you? That was Tilda Swinton, right?
Tilda's great.
She was
Fucking
she was
Tom
no,
Wilkinson's
she was
great.
no. Tilda Swinton was a wreck from the very first scene to the last scene. It was great because she was
Yes.
really managing.
George Clooney is great.
George
He is
Clooney is
fantastic.
fantastic.
He's unbelievably good.
Clooney is
That's-
so good at doing this thing where he's like hyper competent and he's always, he's got steel balls and he just says what needs to be said.
When he's insouciant in such a way, like it's just terrific.
He's
I'm not
great.
the guy you want to whack.
He's
Right.
a movie star, man. He's
And also,
so
there's
good.
his relationship with Tom Wilkinson's character.
Yeah.
I mean, it works on like 5 levels. There's like they're coworkers.
You do have a feeling that they've
Department,
known each other
there's
a
a
long
senior,
time,
junior.
Yes.
They do all these
rather
amazing.
than just being told.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just they're just so fantastic together. These guys have great chemistry.
Well, the scenery goes back to the other lawyers,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "Yeah, look, you weren't there 9 years ago when he
Right.
fell apart the last time. I was.
Right.
Like, you're all children. Like this guy's the best litigator that we have in this office.
Right.
You know, like." No, and the hitmen are really competent too,
Yeah.
up
Oh,
to the
that's
point.
with Bill Wilkinson. That makes my blood chill.
Yeah.
It's so clinical and so like boom, 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 boom.
It
You've done
really
this-
I
made
also
me
like
think
the
of
way they
70s
fucked up the
thrillers.
bomb,
If it wasn't one
too.
shot, it was like
Yeah, well, the Parallax View is a very heavily influencing movie on this, and
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
Gilroy has said so. Like
Yeah, right.
this is
Oh, you could totally that murder is it felt 7. It was like a
Was
7
that-
murder.
from the coming to the door to killing him. Was that one shot or 2 shots? It was really quick.
Yeah.
it's two shots. It's the one
Yeah.
where they go in and they hit him with the
That's
taser,
the-
and then the second shot where they drag him into the bathroom.
The
and He takes
bathroom.
the shoe
1, 2,
off,
3, left.
ejects him.
I know the camera
and
trucking
then-
in. It's just one long continuous shot. It's
And then
And then
amazing.
you just have the hand on the neck.
Yeah.
Like you just have the
Yeah.
hand on the neck, and it's
Mhm.
like, is it don't feel it anymore.
Right.
All right, well, they're
We
like
gotta-
dumping the pills down the sink, and then he comes back and he just does it one more time. Just
Uh-huh.
no, he's done.
Yeah.
Wasn't kind of it was a little implausible that no one kind of thought it might have been foul play. It was like, oh, he killed himself because he was nuts. You know what I
Again,
mean?
the thing
I
moves so
One
fast.
person would have thought, wait a minute, that's a
Yeah.
little suspicious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Right.
what, like
Although, if
a
you've ever
day
dealt
or
with
a
the
couple of
police-
hours has passed?
Maybe. Wes, I think it was the
it's just-
pacing was that fast. You're right.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, he had this horrible, mental illness thing that was going on. So nobody's like, oh, he killed himself. Okay,
Yeah. It was good cover for what
it was
happened.
cover for what was happening. Clooney's car blowing up, but that's another story, and that's
Yes,
really
exactly.
sloppy.
Well, it was neat because it's like
Implausibly sloppy. I
I
mean.
Oh,
love
it
that
is
bit where
really
they
good in
telegraph
this,
it with his,
too.
his GPS going out in his car. That was
Yes.
Yeah.
cool. That was
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when you see what they did
Mhm.
at the end,
Mhm.
and then you see it flashing again, it's like, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why.
That's
Because
right.
at first I was like a Mercedes, and
Well, actually, I've had bad luck with Mercedes. It didn't really bother.
yeah.
First time I
All
saw
this-
it, I was like, yeah, that's typical Mercedes for you. I'm like,
all the supporting cast is really strong too. Sidney Pollack. I mean, in another movie we'd be talking about Sidney
The
Pollack.
kid's
feels-
amazing.
The kid is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But also his brothers. Oh my God, they're totally like night and day. A cop
Yes.
like this,
Yeah.
and this guy who you find
Right,
out
the
later
cop,
on.
the drug addict.
He's
you
dealing
know,
with
the cop and the
basically.
fuck-up brother.
dealing with his failed business, and you find out later on it's his brother was his partner. It's
Right.
like that's
Now, when I was thinking about this movie, I think
Well,
maybe
because the place is called Tim's, right?
right.
Yeah.
And both times his brother shows up, it's just like, God, you're a fuck up. Like, God damn, you're a
Yeah,
fuck up.
but what good redemption at the end though.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Excellent redemption.
Yeah.
In fact, for both brothers, it's amazing redemption.
And I was just thinking about this thing, and I think, God, there's a lot crammed in here, and is there maybe 10 or 15% too much plot, with the failing
Oh, it
restaurant,
goes
and he's got a
fast, man.
gambling problem, and his, his cop brother, and all his son, and his divorce. And I'm like, no, because what it really gives you is this feeling that these are real people and that their lives extend beyond the frame of the picture.
Well, no,
you know?
it's not even a gambling problem.
Right.
He's like, I stopped
It's-
gambling. I stopped gambling because I have this vague that I got to deal with. And like when he goes back to gambling, it's like, this is the thing. And that's why that guy is like yelling at him when he gets up to go away from the table. Like,
Mm.
what are you doing?
Yeah.
Where are you, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
You know? And it's like, No, I got the money I needed to get, and I have a phone call. Like
Yeah.
like
Well, again, it's that personal, professional, and family thing that he has there. He's a fully rounded person. We're all dealing
Yeah.
with things personal, professional, and family.
And as powerful a personality he is,
And-
and as competent as he is, he's also a fuck up because his personal life is a fucking
Yeah, and the thing is, you
Disaster.
Look,
disaster.
you look at movies like this where there's some sort of hard bitten lawyer or investigator trying to solve a crime or something like that. They always leave one of these two things out. These three things out. They don't have personal lives. They don't have professional or not. Like that thing. And
Right.
This
Yeah.
just felt like you caught in media arrest in the middle of all these problems, and at the end, they're not only partially resolved, but he's in a better situation. But
Right.
oh, that last scene, just $50 and just give me $50 worth.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
That was
It's
great.
dry.
every emotion goes by on his face when he's just sitting there as a
It's
critic.
great.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I want to note for the record that this is Tony Gilroy's first director role, and like holy shit,
Right.
like this is your coming out party as a director.
Mhm.
He was
And-
obviously chomping at the bit because this came out just fantastic.
And then you go watch Andor and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like,
I was just gonna
Jesus
say,
fucking Christ, this guy.
You
like,
can see that layered thing. In fact, you can say the casting Andor has got that personal, professional, and family thing going as well.
Yeah, totally. With his mother and yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
His brother's the one that did Nightcrawler, right?
John Gilroy.
One of the Gilroys did Nightcrawler,
John
right?
Gilroy is the
Tony
editor on
Gilroy's
this one.
credited for Nightcrawler,
Well,
writing it at least.
I thought,
And
I thought-
John Gilroy is the editor of this one.
Yeah, and John
Yeah.
Gilroy is also he's involved in that.
Dan Gilroy.
Dan Gilroy, that's what you're thinking
It's
of.
the other brother.
Uh-huh.
It's
Right.
the other brother. There's three of them.
Okay.
And it's the,
Okay,
yeah.
here's your parallel, right? The three brothers, this,
Yeah.
that, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a
Yeah.
dynamic there. Yeah, that's
I
fun.
wonder if his brothers were like, which one am I? Am I the drunk or the cop?
Yeah. Or the ultra confident.
Dan Gilroy is
Right.
definitely the cop.
I want to make sure. So first off, Pollock steals every scene he's in. It reminds me how good he
Again.
was in both Tootsie
Yep.
and Eyes Wide Shut, among a couple of others. I mean, he's very, very good.
He's always good.
That's an
doing
actor,
big-
yeah.
thing. And I'm just gonna
And
say,
he's
like,
the producer on this, and Tony Gilroy hated him.
Really?
well,
Yeah.
I mean, the dude. I mean, I can only imagine Pollock might have had some notes.
He did.
He was probably chomping at the bit too. So you're not
Well, he's also a director. you know.
first time
Right,
directors
yeah.
usually catch a lot of shit from people.
I'll just say for Clooney has been one of my favorite movie stars for a really long time, along with Damon and Brad Pitt, which makes me laugh because Soderbergh, who was one of the producers on this, clearly knew something when he put them all in the Ocean's movies.
Also,
Right.
also another person who hated Tony Gilroy.
Well,
but
like Clooney, like there was a period of time, I think, like not long after this, he did a movie where he plays a hitman in Italy called The American. That was directed by Anton Corbijn, the photographer, which I really, really, really like. And like when he was working consistently, like Pitt and Damon, I always like, oh, that was a really interesting choice to choose to be in that kind of a movie, because the dude could have just kept making blockbuster after blockbuster, but I could see mostly I think his directorial stuff is not so great, like almost without exception, they're all kind of terrible. With other than Dangerous
Clooney.
Clooney's directing, like a lot of them.
He did a good job on Edward R. Murrow, I thought.
That's
Yeah,
Good Night,
yeah.
Good Night and Good Luck. That's
Good
his.
Night and Good Luck
that's
is,
his best
is
picture.
amazing.
One
Yeah.
in Confessions, I think, are the two best ones. The first two that he did, but like Leathernecks was not good. There's one he did where he plays about a politician that's got Ryan Gosling in it that I don't think was very good. Like
The Monuments Men.
that he just did. Nothing about that made me want to see it. But
It's
from an acting
terrible.
point,
It's so boring.
he's made a lot of really good movies, and he knows who he is. He doesn't stray too far out of his range, and within
Three Kings. Like,
Oh yeah.
That's Spike Jones, though, isn't it?
They gave Mo Brother.
no, he's just in it.
He's in
They
it.
gave Mo Brother a
He's
art
just
that when he
in it.
ran with it to the end. It was the best part of the
Oh,
film.
the Idiot trilogy.
The Idiot trilogy. Yeah, exactly.
Was it the one with they're all idiots in the CIA? Burn After Reading.
Burn
is
After
Reading. Yeah.
I saw Burn After Reading in the theater with John.
Yeah.
Yeah. That fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
I hate that movie.
Was he in the one Men Staring at Goats or whatever?
And it was
Yes.
Terry Goats.
It's
Yeah,
Eric
he was in
Oates,
that, yeah.
yes.
Mm.
John Ronson's book about insane people in the CIA.
Right.
Better.
Yes.
Monuments Men should have been better. Like it's not all slam dunks, but I think in the late O's and early 10s, I said I love Up in the Air unconditionally, and I know that that's not a popular opinion, but I think
literally did the
Is that
Peter
the one
Griffin
where
I'm
he's,
done and walked out of the
against
room.
What movie? What
during
movie
Up
are we
in the
talking
Air.
about?
Up in the
Up
Air.
in the Air.
I
Oh
like
yeah.
that film.
Is
I
that the
actually
one
like
where
that
he
film. I like that
lays
film quite a
people
bit. I
off?
thought it was
Yes, it's the
small.
movie where
Is
he
it-
lays
is
people
it-
off, and the scene where they're comparing their credit cards on the table. I literally did the Peter Griffin. I'm done, and I walked out of the room. And I've never seen the rest of that movie, and I don't want to.
Well,
That's-
I know. It's a
Yeah.
film. It's a film about stuff we're not familiar with, and that was a nice little glimpse into that world.
Really-
which really
I've been
exists.
laid off. Fuck you.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. Same here.
Anyway,
Anyway, a
I've
question.
been
Question.
laid off
All right,
too.
this is just an odd question I just have because it actually shows up in a lot of stills like that. Why was Wilkinson's character carrying a gigantic thing of bread?
Why was he carrying 18
Loaves of
loaves
bread.
of bread?
Why? Why was he doing
Who
that?
cares?
Because it's
Was it-
really
Fuck
good
you.
bread. He said it's
That was
really
really
good
good
bread.
bread.
And
He
he's the
says
bread.
so.
It
I
says-
love how he gives Clooney the bread, and Clooney's yelling at him and he's waving the bread around.
Yes,
As
that's good stuff. Was it?
That's
was
a
it-
great scene too, by the way. Again, where he's like, "I'm not the enemy," because Wilkinson is so paranoid at that point.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
oh, it's God, it's so.
I think
good.
18
And-
loaves of bread symbolizes he's
As
actually
with a lot
he's
of
off his
paranoid
rocker,
people,
basically.
he's paranoid for a reason.
Yeah.
I will also say that I've been in the room with a very large number over a very long period of years of female executives, exactly like Tilda Swinton in this movie.
Oh, I can't imagine.
Frigging nailed that.
Really?
Like
Right,
Well, she is.
Right down the giant sweat stains under the shirt there, kind of thing.
Yeah.
there are a lot of pit stains in
Yeah,
this movie.
and it's really
Like,
good.
there are a lot.
Wait, Chris, we're drowning him out.
Sorry.
No. I mean, again, like that was the world I was in for 35 years, and she nailed the desperation. Like you can see, she doesn't think she's the bad guy. She's trying to protect the company.
Of course.
Her primary motivation
Which is when you become the bad guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And not get fucking.
Well, I'm telling you, this film had a very well-defined good guy, bad guy thing going on. There was nothing ambiguous about
and everybody in it is
what Hugh North was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is obviously about
but-
glyphosate, but like glyphosate actually
It is
isn't
their
that
job as
bad.
lawyers, right?
I like how actually what they were talking in when they were making it, it was about the Ford Pinto, and it was the same idea of
yeah.
like, why would we settle a class action when we can settle individually?
Yeah, pretty
Sure.
much.
Well, it's that one line in Fight Club where, like, if the cost of the recall is more than the settlements, we
Right,
don't.
that's the Ford Pinto.
Don't do a
That's
recall,
literally
exactly
the
right.
Ford
Right.
Pinto.
Right.
Yeah. But good stuff.
I mean, we see that in newspaper all the time.
Sure,
Still,
absolutely. I guess
since
we're
15 years, it was better than I remembered.
yeah, me too. It was I really enjoyed it much more than the first
This
time
movie
I saw it.
rules.
It is. It's just it actually aged
It's
really
really
well.
good.
It still feels current too, even though it's like Palm Pilot era, right? You
Yeah.
know.
Also, you can walk up to somebody and be like, "Do you have the horses?" And
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. Anyway, I guess we could actually go to thumbs at this point. Two. See,
Big thumbs
Apple
up.
can't. Apple doesn't do that shit. Oh my god.
Fuck you.
Turn it off.
I will after I'm done turn this. This is like everything online now. They
Oh,
always
this
try to
horse is
ladle.
so no-
They always try to give you
These-
too much of what you already have. Oh, you like talking online? Here's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
You don't need, you know.
Yeah.
You like football? How about 45 channels of football? Yay! It's like, come on.